Hello, salam, sawubona. Welcome to Africa Beyond Borders. I'm your host, Soraya Mentor, and on this show, we get to chat to amazing Africans who've traveled beyond their home countries. It is all about culture and how we celebrate it everywhere we go. With me in studio is Zach Batik, which is also just someone I look up to, a whole traveler. What do you call someone who travels around a lot?
A nomad, maybe.
Oh. Saraya, I should have known that. How are you doing, Zach?
I'm good. Pleasure to be here.
Oh, we're excited to have you here in studio and
Awesome.
listen to your story. It's something that I'm ready to. I wish I had popcorn and a notebook, to take in some notes. I think we should do that next time.
Yeah, brilliant.
I do know that you were born and raised in South Africa,
Yep.
Cape Town. I'll just love to tap into your background a little bit,
Of course.
where you grew up and what your culture is like.
So, I grew up with my mum and my younger brother. We were in Cape Town, under the mountain there.
Mm-hmm.
Walking our dog in Newlands Forest.
Wow.
And kind of a pretty normal Cape Town existence growing up.
Sorry, Zach, I don't
Yeah.
think having Table Mountain in your backyard
Fair.
is a normal
Fair.
experience.
I think, definitely there's, we're lucky down there.
Wow. Do you still go every now and then to Cape Town?
Yeah, my family's still there.
Wow.
Yeah,
And before this, we spoke about how your dad is Australian, how your mom is from England,
exactly.
and your grandfather's from Hungary.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me about how you as a person, when it comes to defining your culture, is
Yeah.
that something important to you if you're so mixed?
It's interesting. I mean, as I mentioned, I'm 3 generations of immigrants on both sides now. I've got a grandfather from Hungary who had to leave Hungary because of the Russians. So he ended up in Australia and married an Aboriginal woman that side.
Aborigine.
Yeah.
Where is that, Zach?
In Tasmania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. This
So
is
then,
the whole world for
truly, and then my father was then born in Australia and Tasmania, and he moved to the UK as a young man and met my mother there. And so my mother's family is actually from South Africa originally. So my grandfather grew up in Pretoria, my grandmother in the Northern Transvaal, and they moved, I think, in the 60s to the UK during mid-apartheid.
Yeah.
They left.
60s. Wow.
Yeah. And then my mother returned. Me and my brother grew up there.
Yeah.
And now I'm here in Windhoek.
Well, before Windhoek was a lot happening before
Truly,
Windhoek, but this is so cool. And then you stayed in Johannesburg for some time. I'd like to hear more about that.
Yeah, so I moved, I actually dropped out of university.
Okay.
So I dropped out of university because somebody offered me a job as a programmer in Joburg.
Wow.
So I put my motorbike on the train, 24-hour drive, got off a park station, already had one friend out there. And she basically met me in her little car. She had driven down from Pretoria, met me at Park Station, got my motorbike off the back of the train,
Yeah.
followed her to the nearest cafe. We had a drink together, and just that was my introduction to Joburg, and ended up spending 3 years there before taking a job overseas. That's kind of when that arc of the story starts. But I really like Joburg.
Wow. Well, firstly, just the fact that it sounds like it was a great experience for you leaving varsity rather,
Yeah,
to going to pursue. Was it something that you liked, programming?
I did.
Okay.
It's something I'm good at. So this nice balance, and also there's something real stakes. And learning in the workforce is kind of different to learning in university. All of a sudden it matters. If you're doing work for clients, it's not a random essay. So that was I enjoyed that part of it. That works for me.
That is so cool. And your friend is a true friend.
Yeah,
Do you
truly.
want to give her a shout out or him a shout out?
Oh, please, yeah. Please, shout out.
Being your first, because that is amazing.
Yeah.
You're literally a hero. Not a hero, but a brave soldier, if I can say that. Because moving by yourself, starting out a new job is a lot. It's a lot to take in. I'm actually curious, do you speak any other languages?
Embarrassingly, no.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a little bit of Spanish, but even my Afrikaans is terrible. So.
I don't think, let's just say you're learning.
We can say I'm learning.
We can say you're
A
learning.
lifelong learner. Yeah.
I'd like to now just find out. Now, after leaving Johannesburg, you first went to Berlin. Was it Berlin?
Spain.
Spain.
Palma, yeah.
Palma.
Yeah.
Can I please get the proper full?
So Palma de Mallorca.
Palma de Mallorca.
The capital of the Balearic Islands.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, it's a holiday destination of note.
Yes,
So
and you went to work.
Yeah, which makes it interesting.
You were on vacation, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting to go work in a place that's this holiday destination.
Yeah. How did you find that experience, like just moving there, and what was that process like moving from South Africa to Spain?
It was interesting. So a friend of mine from Joburg, he got a job there, and basically the people that side were like, we really like you, do you know anybody else like you? And he's like, I've got one friend who I think is crazy enough to maybe move. And so he called me, they're like, hey, they're looking for people. Do you want to have an interview? So took the interview, they offered me the job.
Was it in Spanish?
The company was, I mean, like the interview was in English, but the company ran the whole operations in Spanish. So I had to like really learn on my feet and, you know, a lot of Google translating. So definitely a bit of culture shock because the Spanish, they don't really care to speak English.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is kind of cool. Like I appreciate that. I appreciate that in a way. You know, it's
come on, like you need to sort out your life.
Yeah, exactly. Sort it out. You're here. You're living here now. Like, you know. So.
As a South African, because if I was in your shoes, what was the paperwork process like? Because I'm sure there's also another traveler who wants to go to Spain, for example. Right. How did you handle that paperwork?
I mean, listen, I'm lucky insofar as my mum had that British passport, so it made things a lot smoother. And this was also pre-Brexit, so it allowed me to go without too much hassle. There was still a bunch of like immigration paperwork that I did have to take care of. And to throw out another shout out, Tato and Elena, you guys, you saved the day in Spain. But basically, Elena is my friend's wife, and she's Spanish, so she really helped in just like a huge way by, you know, going to these government offices where, you know, I literally remember day one, or week one rather, I had to go apply for like maybe social security or something like this.
While you landed?
Yeah, exactly, because I landed into a job, but I had to like sort everything out, you know, like first week.
Take us through the week.
So I got on the bus, I'd already counted out my money, because I don't speak Spanish.
Okay, so clearly you didn't take a bus to Spain.
No, I didn't take the bus to Spain. So flew into Spain, you know, and now I'm living like kind of outskirts of town, a little village, like a bit further out. Yeah. So like I think I knew how much the bus was, because like so I counted out my like €2.40 or whatever it was, and then the guy, you know, the bus driver, he's like says something in Spanish, and I just don't know. So I kind of panicked and I just gave him all my money, and he counted it out and gave me back my change.
That is so kind of him also.
You know, exactly. And I was like, you know. So go into town, go to the social security office, and I prepared this one line in Spanish, which was hablas inglés, which means, do you speak English? And so I find the guy at the office, and I'm like, hablas inglés? And he looks me dead in the face. He's like, no.
You didn't prepare for that.
I was like, okay, what happens now, you know? And I was like, okay, you know, sort of fumbled through it, and, you know, people helped me at every step of the way, really. Like, it's challenging and, like, daunting, but, you know, people are kind at the end of the day. Wow.
So it's just, my mind is still fathoming that you had a week to sort out your paperwork in this country. Yeah. Was there a consequence if you, like, didn't sort it out?
I didn't think of that.
Oh, okay.
Really, like, it just needed to get done, so.
And what were these, like the actual names of the documents that you needed to get? If you remember.
Tarjeta, I don't, because they're all in Spanish. Okay. And now my Spanish is sort of, I needed this little green card. That was the thing that allowed me to be there. Yeah. That was some waiting in queues. Tarjeta residential something, I can't remember, unfortunately.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, we have Helen for that.
There we go.
She was amazing.
Yeah, truly.
That is so cool. Yeah. Was there any other experience while you in this entire new continent, new country for you as a South African? Yeah. What was the culture experience that was completely different for you that you were like, I'm definitely not in South Africa?
Right.
Yeah.
Public space.
Public space.
Yeah,
okay.
Just like walking around, like walking as well. It took me quite a long time to stop looking over my shoulder, you know, walking at night. Yeah. Which is like, you know, positive. I mean, it speaks a bit negatively of South Africa. I mean, even in South Africa, I used to walk, You know, I wasn't like particularly fearful, but you don't realize that habit's there until I got to Spain and I was like, oh,
it's actually like,
hold on, why I don't need to worry, you know. There was
yeah.
one day where in the beginning I was feeling a little bit nervous coming home one night, just like residual nerves, and then I turned this corner and like there were these two women laughing, walking by themselves. I was like, oh guys, it's fine,
Wow.
you know.
You were like so chill, probably.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, no, this is like, it's safe here.
Oh, that is so public space. That's something that I actually never thought would be a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you got to experience that.
Yeah.
Before we go on a break, is there one more thing you want to share?
So like part of the interesting experience that I found like living overseas and even just between like moving cities, so you know, from Cape Town to Joburg and then, you know, now Joburg to Spain.
Yeah.
Like every time I moved, you kind of realize you lose a little bit of not yourself, but you lose some of the fluff. You know, so like moving out of South Africa, I realized like, oh, part of these things that I thought were me were actually just like cultural identity. Wow. You know, like ways of relating with people, or these like all of a sudden other people don't understand just, you know, the natural in-jokes or like ways of being that you're so used to just communicating with your friends and family that we all just do, that, you know, all of a sudden people don't have that language. And you're like, oh, that wasn't me, that's actually just something I learned, you know.
Wow.
So you kind of, the version that's you gets smaller and smaller until you kind of like arrive at just like this smaller nub of like, okay, this is actually what is me. You know, that other layer, that's like cultural identity, and that's like, you know, friends and school and all these other things. But what's me is actually only like, you know, that big, really.
Wow, without an influence of culture and anything else.
And I mean that in a nice way, kind of you whittle it down into like...
Oh, that's beautiful. I actually want to continue talking more about that, but cool. I'd love to just cue us for a break and tell our viewers we're going to be right back. We know you guys like what you see.
Cool.
Hello Africa, and welcome to Africa Beyond Borders. I'm your host, Zachary Mentor. Still with me is Zach Batik, and we were just talking about his adventures moving from Cape Town to Johannesburg to Spain, and now we're going to tap into Germany. And we spoke a little bit about just how you as a person have evolved and becoming to like who you are actually. But before that, I would like to tap into Germany. How did Germany happen, and why was Germany a thing?
Okay, so I mean, the short answer is for a woman.
Oh, for a woman. Okay.
Yeah. So when I initially left South Africa, I flew, I think, through Frankfurt airports on the way to Spain. So I think it was like Joburg, Frankfurt, Palma. And at Frankfurt airport, I had a little layover, and I put out a little Instagram post being like, just at the airport or something like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like Southern Africans have a tendency to like find each other overseas, you know. And I think part of that is like...
I'm not ready for this story.
You know, like,
okay.
I think part of that is that thing that I was speaking of, like we have these ways of being that we all just like know and recognize and are familiar, that when we find each other overseas, it's just like, it's refreshing. You know?
It's a part of home, like just...
Exactly.
Can have a normal conversation.
Exactly, you know.
Yeah.
And so a good friend of mine from university days, Amokwe, who's now my wife, spoiler. Right? I know.
I didn't know we like experiencing a romance show right now.
Truly, right? It's the full arc. So she had moved to Berlin a year before. And she had left Cape Town to go straight to Berlin. She's Namibian. She grew up in Windhoek, but she studied in Cape Town, and that's where we became friends. I actually took her room in a digs in Cape Town when she left for Berlin. So I moved into her room.
Oh, her room.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
You know, thinking, oh, you know, my friend.
Everything aligned for you, by the way.
You know, like, oh, my friend's going overseas, sad, but like I'm moving into her room. This is kind of cool. You know, and then from there I moved to Joburg and then to Spain. But then I put out that post, and then you know, Amokwe, she messaged me, oh, like, you know, if you ever drop past Berlin, hit me up, I'm here, come visit, right? And that just opened up a little avenue of communication. We started texting.
This is you at the airport?
Not even then, like just over the next couple of months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that post at the airport was like come visit. That was the invitation,
fuel.
you know, exactly. And then we're just like texting, catching up a little bit here and there. And I think we'd made plans to see each other. Or I was going to come to Berlin for work or something like that. I'd written and be like, oh, I'm going to come visit. COVID.
Okay.
Shut down.
Okay.
COVID in Spain as well. It was like super hectic. You know, overnight.
Sure.
We weren't allowed outside. It was like, you know, complete lockdown. And like the Spanish environment is like these apartment blocks. So everything's quite like on top of each other. And that was quite a surreal experience. You know, here I am in this apartment with like some new housemates becoming friends, but like, you know, still early days. I think I'm 3 months into a new place.
Yeah.
I think I've been living in Spain for maybe coming on a year by the time COVID actually struck. And all of a sudden I'm watching like the president give speeches in a language I don't understand. And I'm like, okay, hold on. So
and
like,
you are in this country.
I'm so like, what's happening? Because like, I feel okay, you know, but like, what is actually happening? And then seeing, you know, my other friends from South Africa who may be living overseas, I'm like speaking to them and they're like, no, I'm going home. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna ride this one out. Like, I don't know where, you know, what happens next, but I'm gonna ride this one out. So it was in that little crucible of the COVID lockdowns that there was a flourishing of this relationship, but mainly just like phone calls. Because, you know, now that the trip got cancelled, but now we're just like speaking a lot. Yeah. And as soon as it opened,
and you have so much time. Cause
you know, exactly. I got laid off overnight, basically.
What?
You know, it was kind of crazy. They got us to like take our monitors, our like computer monitors, and just like leave the office. Everybody worked from home for 2 days, and then I think 90% of the company was laid off. You know.
Wait.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Again, with Europe, it's different to South Africa because, like, I panicked initially. And then I discovered that there was, like, this huge government program that was still going to pay 70% of your wages. So I was like, okay, hold on. So this isn't so scary. You know, I can still pay my food and my rent. Like, I don't have to worry, which was interesting.
Did the program run through?
Yeah, no, it was incredible.
Oh, wow.
You know, so basically everyone was taken care of by the state, which I didn't know was possible.
I'm sorry, I just need a moment to process it.
Yeah. I eventually got called back by the company, and to be honest with you, I was a little bit mad because I've been getting some of my salary, you know, and then they're like, oh, do you want to come back? And I'm like, well, yes, but I was enjoying chilling despite the ongoing pandemic.
I mean, everything's paid for, you're just chilling?
No.
Wow, while falling in love.
While falling in love, right? And then there was this little window between the lockdowns. I think it was summer, and I was like, "Can I come visit?" And I was like, "Yeah, come through." And so I spent, I think, it was meant to be 1 week, and I was like, "Can I just come for 2 weeks?" I was working again half days at that point, so I was like, "I'll work for 1 week, and then I'll take 1 week holiday," and basically just spent like a summer went rollerblading and just like cycling around and going to parks and just like had the best time ever. I think I was already in love with her at this point, but I didn't say anything. But then I think within halfway through that 2-week trip, I was like, I'm moving here.
Wow.
And by the end of the trip, I found an apartment, and then 3 weeks later, I flew with like 1 bag of belongings and moved to Berlin.
That sounds very much like you, seeing your Cape Town show.
I know, exactly.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And you weren't like, obviously you weren't scared, but wow, I'm just processing you moving from Spain to Germany in a span of basically under 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What?
I think part of it was Mallorca was great, but it's actually kind of provincial. Like it's, there's the touristy section, but other than that, it's like more rural and like quite small. Yeah. Which was nice to begin with, but I think it makes it hard to sort of break in. It's not like a metropolitan city like Barcelona or Madrid, where there's like a lot of international people and a lot going on. Okay. So to feel accepted in those smaller sort of communities can be hard if you're coming in as an outsider where you don't speak the language. Because even in Mallorca, they don't speak Spanish. They speak Mallorquin, which is like a dialect of Catalan. So like even then,
Wow.
I'm learning Spanish to try fit in, but they're still like, that's not even really what we speak, you know? So it's like
Yeah.
2 layers of feeling like an outsider. So I think part of it was like, I was ready to do the next thing, or I'd been thinking about it for a little while, like moving on. And then, yeah, it was possible to move to Berlin. Yeah.
Oh, I have so many questions in my head
Please.
right now, but the biggest one for me is,
Yeah.
as someone who grew up in Africa,
Yeah.
and now you're moving specifically South Africa,
Yeah,
Cape
yeah,
Town, how did you keep in touch with home, and has your definition of home changed?
Interesting. So I think I kept my relationships. I think home exists in the relationships for me.
Oh,
You know, I
like that.
don't think it's particularly located in space. You know, I have mixed feelings about Cape Town. I think
okay.
I love it dearly. Like it's my home.
I mean,
it's
Table
my
Mountain
youth.
was your back.
Right. It's also
backyard.
beautiful. Right. Exactly. Like, you know, the beach. It's incredible.
Yeah.
We actually went to go visit recently for a wedding and took our dog. And
Oh.
seeing my little Namibian dog running on the beach was it was so delightful. You can't imagine.
I really can't,
Yeah.
but I'm feeling
Right.
it with you.
Yeah, exactly. Really beautiful.
Yeah.
But also happy to be able to come back here. So I think, yeah, part of it exists in relationships. So, you know, even just like having an apartment in Berlin and having friends of mine passing through Europe and being able to come stay and just feeling like part of this network of like Southern Africans abroad, that's kind of kept that feeling alive for me. There's just a soul
Yeah.
in people here that I'd never found in Europe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe in the Spanish a little bit, like a feistiness, but slightly different.
Wow.
And so I think yeah, that connection just like in the people.
I love how you tapped into relations. I absolutely.
Mm.
Wow. I could just sit here. I should have brought my notebook and my popcorn. But now, normally this part of the show, we'd love to like just tap into some traveling tips.
Okay, sure.
You know, whatever the craziest 3 you might have for anyone who's traveling.
Okay, traveling tips. Don't be scared. I think it's easy. It's easy to be scared, particularly of new places. But I think, I mean, I probably it's already come across, like I'm not the biggest planner. I think there's 2 types of travelers.
Really,
there's the
no.
ones that like, you know, plan everything like this, and I admire them. I think that's his own skill. But I think there's something to be said for like going somewhere new and just walking around. That's kind of how I like to travel. It's just like walk and get a little bit lost and see if I can find my way home.
Wow.
You know, like what's the...
Zach, you are brave. Like you are so, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're so brave. I love it. Yeah.
I think also like look for where the locals eat.
Ooh.
That's a solid one.
Oh, that's a solid one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where are the locals eating tapas? Like not the fancy joint. And often it's like a little bit dirty, a little bit grimy, you know, and just like it comes like a little glass of wine and a little bowl of food and it's all for like cheap, but it's like delicious, you know.
Oh, that's a good
But I think that's across the world, you know, it's like the same, even in your hometown, you know,
really
like,
it is.
you know, where do people go for lunch every day, you know?
Because you know they, so don't be scared, basically.
Yeah, be brave.
Be brave.
Or let's just hope be a little bit brave at least once on your trip.
Yeah, I mean, don't go at night, obviously.
Yeah.
In a country you don't know.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Stroll for 10 kilometers.
No, exactly.
But yeah.
But comfort zone, just like push that comfort zone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Push that comfort zone.
Eat where the locals eat, and then a travel tip, a third one.
Maybe have a translator like Helen when you're doing your paperwork.
Google Translate comes in really nifty these days.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. I think get a SIM card on day one.
I always hear about these.
Get a SIM card on day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really solid one, because then, you know, make sure you got a data, and then that way at least you can feel like empowered. You know, you got access to maps, you got access to like, you know, your bookings or whatever else.
Oh.
Because I've made that mistake before.
I mean, it's not a surprise anymore.
I know.
Like, I feel
I
like,
know.
wow. I feel like you are definitely life's favorite child. Just to be gallivanting around the world like a nomad.
Right. Yeah.
I absolutely love that, Zach. Your stories have been amazing.
Brilliant.
And I look up to you in every single way, and I'm sure the viewers as well. They're just like, how is this dude just traveling under 2 weeks because he's in love to another country? That's absolutely beautiful.
And now he lives in Windhoek, Namibia.
And now he lives in
As my wife says, the center of the universe. Truly.
It is kind of.
Yeah.
It is kind of. Oh, we're happy to have you here in Windhoek. I'm so happy to even just the fact that you're here in studio. We're so grateful to have you. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
I'm just gonna get emotional now, but okay. As you guys have heard, Zach is amazing, and you guys can see many more Africans just like him. Well, not exactly like him, but every Monday at 8:30 p.m. here on DSTV, channel 285, GoTV, channel 25, and you can stream every episode on oneup2.com. We'll see you guys next week. Ciao, ciao.